Welcome to Channel Workshop. I'm your host and the guide, Vigyana Deva. In this class, we overview the metaphysical foundations of channeling. This channeling practice is based on Vigyana Bhairava Tantra. The word Tantra means technology. Technology is a process of achieving something effectively. You need technology to build a house, or technology to develop your super abilities like channeling. This metaphysical yogic technology was developed about 5,000 years ago, so it was proven to be pretty effective. Actually, it will be easier for you now to activate your vibrations, since the entire earth is rising its vibration to the higher fourth density, where supernatural abilities become more natural abilities. Still, like in anything, developing your super abilities will be more effective and more consistent when you are aware of the process. Spontaneous opening up of supernatural abilities can be a little scary for unprepared people, and normally they would shut them down. We live in a very variable times right now, when a dynamic shift happens, and there are a lot of multi-dimensional transformations taking place. We humans are entering our multi-dimensional nature as the new energetical gateway opening, and this birthing process can be a bit painful for those who are out of tune. So the channeling practice will help you to go through this transformation in a very harmonious and empowering way and activate your new abilities without much trauma. So let's get to the mechanics of it. In order for us to channel, we need to access gamma, or at least theta brainwaves, and activate our Vigyana Maya body. Let's talk about brainwaves first. Gamma waves about 40 Hertz and higher. These are the high vibrations which we'll be accessing in channel practice. The gamma is a state of universal love. It's what we call the high vibrations of angelic realms. Scientists say it's a mystery how the gamma are generated. It's generated by the brain, but the thing is, the brain does not generate these waves, it only accesses them. The brain is a tuning device, like an antenna that receives the information from both within and above, without. Receiving from within is called intuition, but when you do it consistently and deliberately, it's channeling. So in this class, you learn how to use this aspect of your brain much more effectively and tune into a specific frequency using this ancient yogic technology of Tantra. Now the theta state, 3 to 8 Hertz, occurs in sleep, but also in a deep meditation. It's slow waves. Theta is our gateway to higher learning as well, memory and intuition. In theta, our senses are withdrawn from external world and focused within. It's a twilight zone where we wake or drift off to sleep. Also, in theta, we are in vivid dreams, accessing intuition and information beyond our normal conscious awareness. It's a place where we hold our fears, traumas, and troubled history. So, accessing this place will allow you to gently release all that baggage that holds you back in life. Deep emotional and mental healing happens here as well, which is another bonus of getting to theta more often. Our dominant waking state, however, is better, and it's about 30 Hertz, where we process complex thought, integrating new experiences, high anxiety and excitement. In our culture, this aggressive state is highly praised as being the success vibe. However, continual high frequency processing is not a very efficient way to run the brain, as it takes a tremendous amount of energy. So we pump ourselves with coffee and drain our body's long-term resources when we stay there too much. And with so much useless information that we are constantly devouring and consuming, we're clogging our minds and losing clarity in life. So many people suffer from mental exhaustion, psychosis, poor sleep, and all because they cannot slow down their mind. It becomes literally inflamed and causes mental disease. The technology of the practice that we are learning in the course here allows you to slow down the mind to the place of inner silence and contemplation. The chatter of our mental programs are loud, but our goal is to be able to hear the whispers of your soul, of your higher self, and of your guardians. In this place of inner silence, the higher working begins. This is also there are also mysterious infra-low vibration, lower than like 0.5 hertz, which is the seed vibration corresponding to Muladhara chakra and the inflow of cosmic energy, and we will be experiencing this as well in our meditations. Raising vibration is called raising Kundalini energy in yogic terms. This is why when Kundalini rises, we always have a higher understanding or significant insight. During channel meditation, we will be actively yet gently raising the Kundalini energy and clearing the energy centers called chakras. Our goal is to activate the fifth chakra and so-called the fifth element within us. This center called Vishuddha holds the superpowers or the magic abilities or superhuman abilities, whatever you want to call them. So we'll be developing this. When we channel, we also activate and use one of our bodies that I mentioned earlier. That is not our physical body. In yoga, it's called Vigyana Maya, the body of higher knowing and intuition. This body is the emanation of the fifth and the sixth chakra. And it's one of our bodies that most people are not aware of, and so they're not very strong on that level because we don't use it that consciously. So during practice, we will learn how to make this body stronger. The five koshas, so the five bodies that we have are, I just want to do an overview. Annamaya, physical, it nourished with food. Pranamaya, subtle body, nourished with breath. Manomaya, mental and emotional body. And Vijnanamaya, the higher knowing and intuition. And finally, Anandamaya, the body of bliss, of oneness, the Satchitananda. In channeling, we work with Vijnanamaya mostly, and to activate the fifth chakra is to enter the 5D reality. So it means to touch our multidimensional nature. In order to do this, we need to balance the lower three chakras and open our heart center. When the fifth chakra is active, we can open the third eye and activate those higher channeling antennas that connect us to the receiving of the higher knowledge from the higher planes of existence, of the collective consciousness. In the state of concentration, we enter the first stage of samadhi. In fact, I guarantee you that if you do the practice 80% correct, you will touch that state of savikalpa samadhi, when thinking is still available, but the mind is completely still, and you might even go beyond. Speaking about chakras, there are 114 chakras in the body. 112 of them are physical and can be worked on while you are in this physical incarnation. When you activate all 114, you realize yourself as God. We are still far away from that, but we will be moving closer with this channeling practice. You need only 21 chakras active and balanced to have a normal good life. When you begin to activate more, you activate the supernatural abilities basically. When you activate 63 of them, you become a sage or a saint. 84, you become a superhuman, like a Superman. 108 enlightened being, 112 transcendent being. American psychologist William James said that the average person develops only about 10% of his latent mental ability. And I see the correlation of that 10% to the 21 activated chakras in an average person. When we open more chakras, we develop more latent super abilities that also correspond to higher activated mental capacity. Remember in the movie Lucy, when she began to use more and more of her mental capacity and became superhuman and eventually became everything, pure consciousness, which is God. She became God. Highly recommend that movie if you didn't see it. In Tantra, there are 112 ways to reach enlightenment, corresponding to the activation of these 112 chakras. And there are different ways. So there are 9 ways through breath work, 11 through chant, 22 through desires and feelings, 12 using focus, 3 using relaxation, 7 sight, 10 meditation on light, 5 stillness of mind, 12 omnipresence, 11 ways to use logic, 7 accessing oneness, and 3 ways to reach enlightenment is via focusing on the void of darkness at the new moon. That's what the ancient seers said, but you know what? It's true. I personally use new moon meditations, and they're powerful for seeing in the darkness, because complete darkness activates the pineal gland and inner vision, and it's for sure, and we will be using that too, the pineal gland work. God Shiva, the founder of Tantra, said to his wife Parvati, "When you transcend your physical nature, every atom in existence becomes your doorway." So in reality, there are infinitely many ways to reach enlightenment. But in this case, we will focus just on reaching super abilities, which means waking up more than 21 chakras of an ordinary person. So we will be awakening. How will we be awakening? In the channel practice, we do breath work, chant or bija mantras, mudras, focus exercise, relaxation, stillness of mind, omnipresence, and attempts at oneness. In oneness, you can tune your mind and your heart to any vibration, so you can know everything. Nature and the universe, including highest evolved beings of the 5th and 6th density, communicate by vibrations. Here, we will learn to understand this language and engage our brain to translate it to any human language of your choice. If you're ready for this journey, click on the button below and we will begin. And welcome to the channel.